Thank you for joining me. Welcome to Yoga with Pretty Zen. We are going to start our practice today coming into an easy seat, crossing our legs in a comfortable position, lengthening the spine, relaxing the shoulders away from the ears. Finding the breath, inhale through the nostrils and exhale out of your mouth, releasing any negativity. Inhale positivity and joy, and exhale worry and strife. Inhale peace and blessings. As you bring your right hand to your heart, we express gratitude and open our hearts. Inhale as you set an intention for today's practice. Maybe it's just to be present. Maybe it's just listen to your body. Inhale and lift the shoulders, and exhale and roll them back. Inhale the shoulders up and exhale and roll them back. Inhale up and exhale back. Inhale, and this time, let's roll our shoulders forward. Inhale up and release forward. Inhale up and release back down. Inhale and release the neck, allowing it to bend to the right. Take your right hand and gently pull, allowing for a deeper stretch. Release the arm back to the mat after you finish stretching. Inhale, keeping the back straight, and exhale and release the neck, following and bend it to the right. Take your left hand and gently pull, allowing for a deeper stretch, remembering to breathe and release. Exhale and allow your head to drop towards the mat. Inhale and roll the neck to the left and all the way around, awakening our neck muscles. Come to center and rotate the neck to the right again, slowly allowing the neck to circle around until it meets back to center. Pause for a moment now and inhale and roll the neck to the left all the way around until you come back to the center. And again, circle to the right slowly and continue. Do this motion about 3 times on each side, remembering to keep the back straight and aligned. Inhale and bring your arms up to the sky as we hold for a few breaths in and out. Inhale and sit up as tall as you can, lengthening the spine. Exhale, drop the right arm down to the mat and lean over to the right, keeping the left arm raised and the eyes gaze at the palm of your hand. Remember to breathe. Release and come back up into easy seat. Drop the left arm down to the mat. Inhale the right arm up as you extend the spine and bend to the left. Create a bend in the left elbow and allow yourself to bend deeper. Again, remembering to breathe. Inhale, come back up into the center, releasing the right arm back to the mat. Bring both of your palms behind you and lift your hips. Push your hips towards the sky, feeling the stretch in the hips and the lower back. Lower your hips back down to the mat, coming back into easy seat. You're going to release your right leg out with a bend at the knee. Now do the same with your left, bending the knee for a middle straddle variation. Release the arms behind you and place them on your shins, pulling the body closer for a stretch in your inner thighs. Come back into easy seat for a few breaths. We're going to come into table position with a neutral spine, and our hips and hands are shoulder width apart. Inhale, and on your next exhale, push away from the ground and round the spine, letting the crown of your head release towards the mat for cat pose. Inhale and drop the belly as you arch your back, lifting the tailbone and grazing upward for cow pose. Exhale for cat, pushing away from the ground. Inhale cow, dropping the belly and gazing up. And exhale cat, releasing the head towards the mat. Inhale cow, lifting the tailbone. And exhale cat, drawing the navel towards the spine. Tuck both of your toes as we prepare for our first down dog. Push your hips back and come to a V position. Your hands should be shoulder width apart with your fingers spread. Try to sink the heels into the mat, relaxing the neck, allowing it to hang heavy. Again, remembering to breathe. On your next exhale, lower yourself down into plank position. Release the right hand and tap your left shoulder. Then switch your weight to release the left hand to tap your right shoulder. Engage in the core. Release the right and then the left. Let's try a couple of more times, engaging the core and strengthening your arms and increasing your balance. Coming back into plank. Lower yourself down, keeping both arms close to the body for Chaturanga, letting the body meet the ground. Go ahead and extend the arms up, coming into Cobra pose. I was real extra. You don't have to be extra there unless you just want to. In that case, I support you. Take a fruit breath here and release the hips back as you push your booty back to rest on your heels for child's pose. Extend the arms forward with your palms down on the mat, relaxing your glutes and lengthening your spine. Open the chest to the mat. Allow the forehead to rest on the mat. Come into table, knees, hips apart, and a neutral spine. Extend your right arm out in front of you, parallel to the mat, and release it back down. Find your balance. Inhale and extend the left leg back and hold it. It should be parallel, and then release. Now try both at the same time for bird dog. Inhale and extend the right arm and left leg. Exhale and come back to table. Inhale and extend the right arm and left leg and hold, remembering to breathe. On your next exhale, bring the arm and leg back in, down to table. Inhale, extend and hold, drawing the belly in to engage the core. Your hips should be over the knee and foot can be pointed or flexed. Just be intentional about whatever it is you do. Exhale, back to table. Inhale, extend and hold. Again, being intentional. That back leg should be parallel. And exhale, back to table. Now extend the left arm out, parallel to the mat, allowing yourself to find balance. Release the arm down and extend the right leg back behind you to prep for bird dog pose on the opposite side. Release the leg back down to the mat. Finding your balance, inhale and extend the left arm and right leg at the same time and hold. Extend and come back to table. Inhale, extend and hold, leg parallel to the ground. Mine is a little too high here. And then exhale and come back to table. Inhale, bird dog, drawing the belly, engaging the core. And again, exhale, coming back down to table. Good job. Switching back to our other side again, find your balance. Inhale, extend the right arm and left leg and hold. Exhale, crunch your extended leg and arm towards each other while maintaining balance for bird dog crunch. Hold, bringing the knee together to the elbow and repeat. Inhale, extend the right arm and left leg and hold. Exhale, crunch, engaging the core down to the mat, squaring the hips. Inhale, reaching out and come to table. Inhale, extend the left arm and right leg out and hold. Exhale, crunch, engaging the core and at the mat, rounding the spine. Inhale, extend and hold the leg parallel. Exhale, crunch, bringing the knee to the elbow. Inhale, extend and hold. And exhale, crunch. Coming back to table. As you exhale, push your booty back. Rest on your heels for child's pose. Extending the arms forward with your palms down to the mat. Tuck both of your toes and come into down dog. Push your hips back into that V position. Hands should be shoulder width apart and fingers spread. Try to sink your heels into the mat. Release the left leg forward towards the body and crunch to help you put it between your hands. Find your balance as we come to a high lunge pose. I'm a little wobbly there. Rotate your foot about 45 degrees and your arms stay towards the sky for Warrior One. Draw the chest upward, rotate the navel and the foot, and your hands come parallel for Warrior Two. Relax your shoulders away from the ears and gaze over your middle finger. Drop the arm down and reach back with the left to come to reverse warrior position. Lifting through the chest, relaxing the shoulders away from the ears. Release the arms back parallel, coming back into Warrior Two. Drop the left arm down so that it meets the mat. Right arm floats up. When you find your balance, straighten the front leg and come into triangle pose, actively lifting the chest. Release the arm back down to the mat, rotating the foot, and coming into pyramid pose. Square the hips, lengthen the spine, relaxing the head and neck, allowing the crown of the head to meet the mat if you can, but I'm clearly not there yet. Remember to breathe. Blocks can really help enhance your practice by allowing you to achieve the correct alignment as you practice. From pyramid, place your right hand on the mat or a block for support and release the left hand in the air for revolved triangle. I'm actually in a wrong position right now. My right hand and block should be placed on the opposite side of my foot. Bring both hands back to the mat and bend the right knee and bring it to the mat. Keep the left leg bent and inhale as you lift your hands up to the sky, placing each other's fingers spread apart, coming into Crescent Lunge. Lift the chest and gaze upward, lengthening the spine, engaging in the core. Keep your toes untucked, and again, remember to breathe. Bring your arms back down to meet the mat and shift your weight back, straightening the left leg for a half split. Keep the spine long and the hips should be above the knee. Plant your fingertips on each side of your leg and lower yourself slowly. Bend the left knee and bring the hands back to frame the foot. Tuck the right toes under and straighten the right leg to come into a low lunge. Step the left leg back to meet the right, coming to a plank position. Slowly lower yourself down for Chaturanga. Push up with your arms while your hips stay on the mat for Cobra. Lengthening the lower back and opening the chest. Pressing the top feet off the mat. Extend the arms and push back, forehead resting on the mat, arms extended for child's pose. Inhale, come into table. Exhale, go into downward dog. Extend the body outward and crunch your right leg towards your body until it meets the mat between your hands. Come into a low lunge. Find your balance as we come into a high lunge. Hold there for a few breaths. Rotate the left foot about 45 degrees as your arms stay high towards the sky in Warrior One. Draw your chest up and rotate your hips for Warrior Two. Relax your shoulders away from your ears, gazing over your middle finger. Drop your left arm down to your thigh and reach up and back with the right to come into reverse warrior position, lifting the chest, relaxing the shoulders away from the ears. Release your arms back, parallel, coming back into Warrior Two. Drop the right arm down into the mat until your hand meets the mat. Left arm floats up to the sky. When you find your balance, straighten your leg for triangle pose. Release the right arm down to the mat. Rotate the right foot so that it's at an angle and point the left foot towards the front. Lengthen through the spine, square the hips, and hinge forward for pyramid pose. Relaxing the head and the neck and allowing them to meet as close as you can to the mat. Again, I'm going to get a block for support. I'm placing the block on the wrong side again as well. It happens. So place your left hand on the mat or the block and release the right hand up in the air for revolved triangle. Bringing both hands to the mat. Bend the left knee and bring it to the mat, keeping the right leg bent, and inhale as you lift your palms to the sky, facing each other with fingers spread for Crescent Lunge on our opposite side. Again, lift your chest, gaze upward. Bringing the arms back down to meet the mat, bend the right knee and tuck the left toes under and straighten the left leg to come into a low lunge. Step the right leg back to meet the left leg into a plank position. Lower the belly into Chaturanga and push up for Cobra and hold. Push the hips back and extend the arms and take a few breaths in child's pose. Coming into table, tuck the toes under, meeting in downward dog. Extend the left leg towards the sky for three-legged dog. Toes pointed towards the sky, shoulders square with the heel extended towards the ground. Bend the left knee, bringing it towards the opposite side for three-legged dog hip opener, pressing evenly between the hands. Slowly release the knee down to bird dog crunch and extend the bent leg as you cross it over your body for fallen triangle, lifting up the hips, extending the right arm up and out while you rotate your chest towards the ceiling. Breathe as you open up your heart. Release the right arm back down to the mat while lowering your hips to do a more neutral position. Bend the left knee and crunch back into the body, then release the left leg back up to the air for three-legged dog. Crunch and bring the left foot to meet between the hands on top of the mat for low lunge. Shift your weight to the left side of your body, keeping the right leg extended as you put both hands on the mat in front of you, or in prayer for ninja, flexing the right foot. Come into center, placing both hands on the mat, shoulder width apart. Lower your head down until it meets the mat for standing wide-legged fold. You can wrap your fingers around your toes, but make sure to keep your spine long and straight. When you're ready, you can reach your right foot to give your right leg a little bit of an extra stretch. Inhale and exhale, and then walk your hands to the center and over to the left as you give yourself a stretch on the left side. Release and come back to center as we lower the crowns of our heads all the way down to the mat to prepare for a tripod headstand variation. Try this on a wall if you're not comfortable with this pose yet. Engage in your core to balance. Allow your feet to slowly float up and come together at the top. Keeping the legs together, bend the knees and lower the feet back down until they meet the elbows for tripod headstand. Continue to engage in the core. Try to lift the head off the mat, coming into crow pose. Hold it here for a few breaths if you can, and then lower the head back down onto the mat, coming back into tripod headstand. Engage your core, tucking in your knees, send the legs back up straight, and then open the legs back into a straddle position and slowly, slower than me, lower them until your feet are touching the ground. Allow your arms to lift up your chest and walk the arms to the left, back to the front of the mat, framing the left foot. Drop the knee to the mat, raising your arms for another crescent lunge. Release the arms behind you, bending at the elbows, engaging in your back muscles. Allow the hands to meet behind you and inhale and lift up the arms as you lower your chest down for humble warrior. For the full stretch, straighten the back leg and put it at a 45-degree angle. Technically, I'm in more of like a low lunge warrior, but it'll work. Stretching our arms behind us to give our backs a stretch, then lift back up into a high lunge. Warrior 1, warrior 2. Hands come down to the mat. Left meets the right for plank. Then raise the hips and push back for downward dog and breathe. Releasing the right leg into the air for three-legged dog. Crunch down and allow the right foot to come between your hands, dropping the left knee. Raise your arms for crescent lunge on this side. Again, release them behind you, bending at the elbow to engage the back muscles, opening the chest. Allow the hands to meet behind you and inhale as you lift up. As you lower your chest for humble warrior, you can straighten your back leg at a 45-degree angle, lengthen through the spine, and release by slowly coming up. We stretch our arms behind us, giving our backs a stretch, and then we lift up, transitioning into warrior 2. Hands come back to the mat, right leg meets left for plank, and then we'll push back into our last downward dog. Drop our knees to the mat for table, and release back into child's pose as we breathe and thank ourselves for this practice today. My Shavasana was cut off on this particular video, but if you're watching, feel free to find a comfortable place to lay on your mat. You do not have to stay in child's pose. Let your breath become more smooth and effortless and begin to breathe in and out through your nose. Feel the flow of air moving through your lungs and then back out into the world. With each inhale, imagine you are releasing negative thoughts that may be lingering in your mind. Continue to focus on your breath. On each inhale, think, I am worthy. And on each exhale, I am enough. Inhale, I am worthy. Exhale, I am enough. Inhale, I am worthy. And exhale, I am enough. Take a few minutes to breathe and recite this internally. And notice how you feel as you say those words to yourself. As we close, begin bringing awareness into the body. Maybe wiggle your toes or your fingers, whatever feels good. Come back up to a seated position slowly. Maybe even lying on one of your sides, whatever feels good to you. I thank you for being with me today and practicing. I really appreciate you and your time. Namaste.